All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and the elder of the great millstone, and to all the occupants across the globe, preaching the word in truth and sincerity. I want to say Shalom. Sadai Nawa from the great millstone campus, Chicago, with another lesson. Today's lesson is about enduring to the end, and we're seeing a lot of these prophecies coming to pass, and we're seeing the unrelentless push for that jab, okay? And you're seeing the increased intensity ramping up in the Middle East. All right. So these are just the signs of the time. All right, and it's not the time to be getting weak, man. These prophecies are coming fast, man. All right, and this is a time to endure. All right, the finish line is in sight. So we got to push and endure. All right, we got to endure the cramps. We got to endure the blisters on our feet. We got to endure our lungs burning from running so hard, you know. All right, but we got to remember that at the end of this, there's a prize. Okay. I'm gonna get to the point. I'm not gonna get to the point. There's Matthew 24. And 6, Matthew 24 and 6, ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, and today is August the 24th, and and Biden has deployed troops, all right, to Afghanistan, man. All right, and things are not going to get any better. They're going to get worse over there. All right, and we're in the times to where the prophecies are no longer far off, but they're right here at the doorstep. Okay, and these rumors of wars that on your television, on the news, in your newspapers, on social media, are coming to fruition. All right, and also if you look inward here in the so-called United States of America, there's a lot of backlash about our first responders about taking a jab. All right, you also have some pushback from the so-called patriotic, for the patriots of America who refuse to be watered, man. Okay, but you see, these things have to transpire before the end is here. Matthew 24 and 7, it said, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And you're going to start to see an increased intensity and posturing among these nations that they're going to be involved in the next world war. But while that is going on, you're having food shortages across the board. You're having hurricanes. The brother just left from Miami, from Tampa and Lake Charles, and they were concerned about the hurricanes that's coming to them respective areas, man, and the floodings, you know. So these are just all the signs of the times that Yahweh Shemi Shai have prophesied about, that's going to usher in the end of this age, man. All right, these are just the beginning. Verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. You see, and what's going on here locally, when I say locally, I mean here in so-called America, which is Babylon, all right, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. All right, there's a all-out war. There's all-out dividing between the watered and the unwatered, man. And they're placing incentives for people to turn in those who are not um, watered, man. Okay, so we're just seeing the beginning of Jacob's trouble. All right, we're seeing the beginning of Jacob's trouble. It's only going to intensify and increase. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. And people are offended, man. Not only are they offended at being forced to take something that that infringes on the basic human rights, which is, we all know, that stab and jab. All right, but they're also offended at those who are standing stiffly and saying they don't want this, man. But ultimately, they're offended at the words of Yahweh Shema Shai and the prophecies that are coming to pass. Because now you got to be dead, dumb as a rock and dead as a doornail to think that what you have done by taking these stabbing jabs, all right, is going to make your life any better. See, a lot of people, whether they want to say it openly or not, they know they made the wrong decision, okay? Because the CDC, all right, Fauci, and all those who are involved in the pushing and the delivering of these waters, they're confused, all right, and they're ashamed, embarrassed that they've gone the way they have, but they have no other leg to stand on but to defend it, because they don't want to feel like they're been misled or lied to, man. You see, so what they do, they misplace their embarrassment, their hatred, their dumbness, and they deflect it on against who? Against the men of the Lord, who we've been preaching from day one. Don't take the jab, don't take the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, and these waters are just a precursor, man. Verse 11, and many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. You have a lot of these pastors who are out here telling their congregation to take the jab. You have a lot of these so-called leaders, all right, who know they're Israelites, who are in these, who have camps and who have a large following. They're telling their congregation and their members to take the jab, even though it has not been fully tested. It's not been approved. All right, okay, to the point to where there are no side effects or there's no adverse conditions, or it's like adverse conditions that may arise from taking this, man. You see, and these people are deceived by people who are in power, because they trust in what? They trust in Egypt. They trust in the doctors. They trust in the so-called people who have the women, the men and women who have degrees in pharmaceuticals, so to speak. All right, and what they've done, they've led you as sheep to the slaughter, man. Okay, and you've been deceived, man. Verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You know, and you're seeing a lot more public crimes, heinous crimes that are being caught on tape or on video every day. Here in Chicago, we have a lot. We have a lot of expressway shootings, man. Carjackings that went up a lot. Okay, this is happening all across the board, man. So we are definitely in the times of the end. But guess what? This is what the Lord said. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. See, those of us who are going through these things in their respective towns, countries, or whatever, When we make it through these things, right? Because the Lord said we're going to make it. Okay, but we got to endure. We're going to get up out of here, man. All right? And this is the whole point of this lesson, that we got to endure the hardships that's coming up in order for us to get the reward and the salvation that we so hope for and that we long for. Okay? And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness to all nations, and then shall the end come. See, this gospel has definitely been preached to all corners of the globe, from the tip, from Canada down to Australia, all right, from Europe to Hawaii, man, Asia, all right, the northern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere, the eastern hemisphere, the western hemisphere, the north, south, east, and the west, which is all the same thing, basically. All right, but you look and you can find the word of the Lord being taught directly and correctly by the prophets on all the continents, man. So this is just the beginning of the end, the tip of the iceberg, all right? James 5, 5 and 10, it says, take my brethren the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering and affliction and of patience. You see, we have been waiting patiently for Yahweh Shai and his return. All right? We've endured a lot of hardship. Brother has sacrificed a great deal, forsaking wives and children and family and jobs and comfortability in this place, just to wait on Yahweh Shai, man. You see? See, only the true men of the Lord, the prophets, have been sacrificing and hazarding their lives for Yahweh Shai. And the things that they have, my friend, let's get that real quick, and the things that they have given up would not be neglected by the Lord. Matthew 19 and 29, and everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. See, the men of the Lord have not only have they forsaken these things, they've hazarded their lives, man. All right, and this is no small task that we have undertook in the eyes of Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? You ask the typical person nowadays, would they leave their brother, their sister, their father or mother, wife or children, or land, or their lands or possessions, to come follow the Lord and to endure a life of affliction, of suffering, of ridicule, of pain? It'd be a resounding no. You see? But the men of the Lord who have forsaken these things are going to what? Receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. You see, in the kingdom, all right, we're not going to die. We won't have any sin. So how are we going to have everlasting life? Well, there's going to be those of us, and when I say those of us, I'm speaking humbly, you know, when we're part of the elect, that we're not going to taste death. You see? The 2/3, those who don't believe, those who spoke down and have hurt the men of the Lord, see, they're going to die on this side, man. So their life is not going to be everlasting. They're going to have to die and be birthed into the kingdom. But the men of the Lord, all right, Lord willing, we're those men, we're going to have everlasting life. We're not going to taste death. We're going to be beamed up on them chariots and dropped off in Israel, man. You see? And that's what we want. We don't want to be a birthed-in Israelite. We want to be the ones who brought forth the children of Israel to make them to become a strong nation, man. But all that comes with what? Enduring and forsaking the cares of this world. Verse 11, back in James 5 and 11. Behold, we count them happy which endure. You have heard the patience of Job that has seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. All right, and that's the thing, man. All right, we're going. The Lord comes with happy. We endure. We have to endure. You see, Job endured the suffering, the pain, the ridicule, the blame, only to be what? Increased at the latter end. You see? Let's get this real quick. Damn. Let me get this. This is a brother, Mayum from Tampa brought the scripture out, and I'm going to start adding to my arsenal. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith Yahweh, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Our expected end is what? It's salvation, man. See, our Lord thinks of his elect, all right? He thinks of us as the apple of his eye, the grape of his a cluster of his grapes. You see, and he's with us in the time of Jacob's trouble. He's with us as long as we endure. All right, our expected end is what? Is salvation. It's the chariots, man. There's 1 Peter 5:4, and when the chief shepherd shall appear, he shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away, man. All right, and that's what we're looking for, man. When we endure, we get that crown. Who's the chief shepherd? It's Yahweh Shai, man. When he come, he gonna come with healing in his wings, man, and salvation, man. All right, so that's what we're looking forward to, Akim. But that one say Shalom.